course she'd sit in the chair. It's like a really comfy chair.
Sonon, check that out.
It does look more important than the others.
This has to be it. Oh, sweet baby, come to mama. Can't see squat. Light, light! I need more light!
I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. Oh god, the song's getting very... Hearing a little alien background going on. Oh man, the song.
Level 3 power grid online. Initiating Mako energy saturation. Deploying security grid.
Now we're cooking. Material ready or nothing.
So that didn't give us more light, did it? Yes it did actually. But what else is in this room? There's gotta be some secrets. What? No secrets. Wait. That is the materia.
Man, another stupid dud. Uh-oh.
Ah! They like barely fit through the doorway.
We're here for materia.
They had to like duck under the doorway. That was funny. Cannonball! Alright, that wasn't that exciting. What? Whoa, did he catch me? That was sick. Give me that core. You don't need that core.
With the power of his providence.
Okay then.
Nice one.
Because we're synergized, I guess. Wow!
Let's do this.
I'm on it.
Cannonball!
Pick up, royal minion.
Yes.
You a thing. Pick up, royal minion.
Yes, Melissa.
Thanks for that. I like this. And one to grow on. Bring it on.
Get me
Dude, that attack is so funny.
So, have you found out what they want yet?
We think so. We can't say for certain, as their behavior is erratic. But they appear to be searching for materia.
Excuse me? You mean to say that these savages have gone to all this trouble for materia?
So far as we can tell, yes.
How very dull. Be that as it may, I suppose I should talk to them.
Ma'am.
Enjoying yourselves, I trust? Awed by a simple hologram? How precious. But I know just what you need to loosen up a little. After such a long journey, you must be so tense. Luckily, I have toys for that. All far more entertaining than this.
What do you want?
Oh dear. Is that any way to talk to your host? Really, though. As guests, it's more about what you want, and I think you'll find it just up ahead.
I don't know why you're asking what you want. You're in her
Hurry now. Don't
place.
keep me waiting.
She wants you out.
So, boss, what are you thinking?
That we're walking into a trap, I guess. But it's nothing we can't handle, right?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
What's this jam? Boop, boop, boop.
Welcome to our state-of-the-art weapons testing facility. This is where we push every piece of ordnance to its limits, and beyond. Such tests are an invaluable part of the development process.
She's actually looking at the
Go
hologram.
on, see where the magic happens.
Commencing ordnance testing. Select ordnance type to deploy for this trial.
Ba-doo, 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 boo, boo. Can I pick Sephiroth? Oh, no, it's the same. And another healing materia. Only have one. Okay, we got Squiggly Eye and we got Cannon thing. You guys can decide which one. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Choose wisely. Fix shards of her own broken teeth. Yo, George, give me the bits. You picked Cannon, huh? I don't know about that. I'm seeing a lot of votes for I. I'm gonna go... I.
Selection confirmed. Initiating ordnance deployment procedure.
Wow.
Subjects approaching test site. Test will begin momentarily.
Those are eyeballs.
Beginning analysis.
Oh god, these are the things you have to use magic on. Luckily I have free magic. Hey, weak against wind, I think. Oh my god. Okay, Synergized Windstorm is pretty good. I don't understand that attack, but it's so good.
With the power of his prophet.
Here we go.
Pretty good.
crew. Continuing
When you're
trial.
synergized, you both like
Select
shoot
ordnance
the.
type to deploy for this trial.
You both shoot ninjutsu if you're synergized. So that's a good way to like get a certain element off. Also, I want to talk about how Sonon runs because it's pretty great. I love Sonon's run animation. I just realized how good it is. Alright, we got Buzzsaw. That looks like the thing I was using in the board game.
Selection confirmed. Initiating ordnance deployment procedure. Subjects approaching test site.
Buzzsaw or pizza?
Test will begin momentarily.
Yep, that's what they are.
Beginning analysis.
Blast ray.
This calls for a fight. Gonna pay. Just great.
Shit, just perfect block.
You're gonna get what's coming to you. Get lost. Let's do this.
God.
Boom!
Royal minion.
Uh-oh. Sonon! Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was not good. They both did it at the same time. Yep. Saw it coming.
Beginning analysis.
One thing I struggle with Sonon is like it takes him forever to get his ATB because I can't control him to smack stuff. So his ATB always goes up really slow. I did give him haste though. Maybe I should just start hasting him every fight. So he's actually useful. Right now he just feels a bit too slow.
Get lost. Get your butt over here.
Got your back.
You're gonna get what's coming to you. With the power of his providence.
Pleasure.
Get lost. How you like this? Bring it on.
I perfect blocked the first one. Uh-oh.
Okay? Bring it on.
Oh, rip. I tried to time it.
Now it's back. Get lost. Hey. Run like a chocobo.
Thunderous Banishment 3.
Oh, you're gonna feel it.
Boom!
I
Now we're talking.
and the fury of his surging seas. Usual force. Was that it? We're the best. Best there ever was.
Analysis concluded. Continuing trial. Select ordnance type to deploy for this trial.
We got Giant Eyeball or R2-D2. Yeah, she might be talking about Leviathan. That's their deity. How's it going, Nostalgia? It's going great. Gotta go R2-D2.
Selection confirmed. Initiating ordnance deployment procedure.
Sleeping on all these eye enemies, lame.
Subjects approaching test site. Test will begin momentarily.
Oh, they're just slug rays.
Beginning analysis.
Run like a chocobo.
Man,
Not
tough
too
test.
shabby, Sonon.
Analysis concludes. Continuing trial. Select ordnance type to deploy for this trial.
Drill face or motorcycle face? Paper airplane face? I don't think it's a paper airplane. Gonna be honest. Star Destroyer. I kinda wanna see what the motorcycle is.
Selection confirmed. Initiating ordnance deployment procedure.
Oh, you think it's a moth? It might be a moth. If it's a moth, that's lame.
Subjects approaching test site.
Nope, it's
Test will begin momentarily.
just these boys. Should have picked the paper airplane.
Beginning analysis.
Get lost. You're gonna get it coming to you.
Ow! At least I blocked both of them. Actually, we can get Man, that damage that it does when it's just grinding on an enemy is crazy.
Stop now. Let's do this. You're mine, Pop. I sentence you to a beating. Run like a chocobo.
Oh, I tried to perfect block it, but he missed. I was about to say, Sonon's probably gonna die there because he's gonna run at him.
How about you pull yourself? Hey, that's not funny. Stop now.
Show me that core. It's not a core. Show me that core. wanted to use Thunderous Banishment, but I had my limit. Welcome to the fight. How's it going for you? Oh my!
We're the best.
Oh!
Analysis concluded. Beginning final
See you later. Man, that was a bit excessive. Mantic. Think of the 8 months. No, you're amazing.
Selection confirmed. Initiating
Appreciate it, my
ordnance
man.
deployment procedure. Subjects approaching test site.
So how do you guys like the new
Test will begin momentarily.
multicolored foam finger? I'm sad that the chat, it doesn't show up on the chat on the screen, but hopefully they fix that soon. Everything is like
Beginning analysis.
Death Wheel. I really need to give Sonon... I need to give Yuffie haste so I can give Sonon haste faster. Pelting it with repeated magic attacks will render it susceptible to staggering, while it can easily deflect frontal attacks. Its root is vulnerable. It's just driving around in a circle. Stop it. Use magic. There we go, finally. Man, I love that so much.
You're gonna get what's coming to you. Stick up, loyal minion.
Pow!
Stick up, loyal minion.
Back to it.
What is this garbage? Sonon, in the business.
That's a good word to describe me. I'm thinking legendary.
My, how impressive.
Modest.
Seems I may have underestimated how resilient you can be.
They have? How about did you, old tag?
You little giant. So feisty. But let's see how you fare against what I have in store for you next. It's quite the treat, I assure you. Only the best for our honored guests, after all. Whenever you're ready.
So, keeping the tradition of Yuffie calling people names. And yeah, that's the enemy in the original that uses mantra magic right outside Midgar. But, we don't have enemy skill. It didn't say, like, you can learn an enemy skill from him, so... Enemy skill probably isn't in the DLC. He looks slightly different, but it's the same. It's not the same name, though, I don't think. I forget what they're called in OG. Maybe it is the same name. Hey, got a new core. Hope that means another materia slot. It does. I need one. Bull motor. Dang, I still really need to learn this so I can swap weapons. Yeah, they're in Coral Prison also. I think it's 2 different versions. Oh yes, give me that, please. That's, that's what I was just talking about. Alright. You're gonna get time. Sonon, you can get magnify. My body is ready. This is looking spooky.
That thing can't be operational, can it?
We better hope not, boss.
At long last, Wu Tai's finest deigned to join us. You've performed admirably.
Quit acting all superior. We both know you're afraid of us.
Is that so? Well, maybe I am.
You should know there's more where we came from. Lots more. And you'll never see them coming. Just imagine a whole clan of ninjas landing on your doorstep.
Oh my! We must do something right away.
Well, you can't.
Don't say that. Won't you at least give us a chance?
What the?
Allow me to present the latest innovation in Shinra battle armor. Designed by yours truly. This will be a memory to cherish for the rest of your lives. All 30 seconds of them.
Ooh, actually the fighter.
Not for much longer, eh, boss?
Right on. You're as good as fresh. Try and keep up.
When its pilot is incapacitated, it will be susceptible to staggering. It is capable of equipping a variety of lethal artillery, but destroying those weapons will temporarily eliminate the threat. Weakness to lightning. Pretty much immune to everything.
How do you like this?
Oh my god, I'm trying to throw my shuriken to get away from her. These things go down like one hit. When her HP is depleted, she will faint and be unable to pilot the battle armor. She's weak against fire.
Run like a chocobo. You're going down.
Rather rude to ignore your playmates, is it not?
spot.
That's long range loading.
Oh, okay. This boy hurts. This boy hurts. Ow, ow. I tried to block it. That didn't work out well.
You're just gonna leave me like Come on now, up and at 'em. This calls for another. You're going down. With the power of his providence. Some reference. Open, take that. Let's turn up the hill.
I kind of like the idea of switching back between ninjutsus for this fight because they both have 2 different weaknesses. It's kind of cool.
Don't you know that's
I love how she looks bored inside the robot this whole time. Oh my!
those things you got?
That's something different. By the way, I did not check to see. Let's make sure they have nothing to steal. Hey, purple block.
Come on out.
Old man. Oh, thanks. Staggered a minute.
Well done. You had to go and win the beat.
Boom.
From me to you. So many toys, so little time.
Back to cannons. Things are happening. Go Scarlet. Kill her. Oh, so close. Uh-oh. Remu gonna miss his timing? Oh, he's waiting. Oh, yeah. Holy. That did so much damage. Holy cow. See you later.
should have known those actuators weren't up to the task. Time for an overhaul.
Hello? My. How the tables have turned.
Proud of yourself, little savage?
What are you doing?
Deep ground. There it is, boys. Oh, here we go.
Sleep well.
Oh my god, both of them.
Vice.
Nero and
This
Weiss.
is a surprise. To what do I owe the pleasure? These idiots want to digitally replicate me, so I'm indulging them.
All set. Transporting.
God, this was so like out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting this. Just suddenly. My boy Chadley.
When will Shinra learn? There is no replicating you. They ought to know better.
Looking forward to this.
I am. It has been too long since my last hunt.
What'd you do? Tell us!
Is this how it's done in Wutai? You just howl until you get what you want?
That's enough, Sonon. I got this. All right, lady, out with it. Tell us where you're hiding the new materia. Don't play dumb now. We know you've been cooking up something super powerful.
Well, Wutai must have some highly skilled intelligence operatives. That, or we have a mole in our midst.
What was...
I'll check on it.
All right, but make it quick.
You are correct that we're in the process of creating an exquisite new materia. However, it is far from complete.
Yeah, right. You must think I'm stupid.
Would I lie to you? Regrettable though it is, other plans have been deemed a higher priority.
What other plans?
Well, just between you and me, my colleagues and I are going to drop plate number 7 on the slums. And then we're going to blame it on Avalanche and Wutai.
I don't get it. You're gonna drop a plate? And?
Oh dear! I think your friend might have run into trouble. Aren't you going to save him? Quickly now!
Hey, your machine's just kind of burning.
What are you waiting for? Better hurry.
Yeah, man, Scarlet is so good. They made her like very competent in this game and not just like, you know. I mean, so holy cow. As much as I want to like run to Sonon right now, we have to stop and talk. So officially, compilation is in the story, and we still don't know. I mean, Genesis obviously exists, but like we don't know if they're gonna use them or not, because that was the big question, because Genesis has like weird copyright issues, and people say that's why Crisis Core hasn't been remade and stuff. So we still haven't heard Genesis's name. We've only heard Gene, and that's it. But at least he exists. He's in the lore. the entire weaponry that came from him are all exist. That means that Shulk might exist. That means Rosso might exist. We now know that Weiss and Nero at least exist. I'm wondering if Weiss is because someone was saying, I'd heard that there was extra fights in the regular game, which we'll do after this. I'm wondering if Weiss is the extra fight because Chadley was like programming him. But man, this means like so much, and this all makes sense. When she said that they were going to advance weaponry, that's when I thought it's probably real, because that was the name of like the deep ground thing. That's where they made them, was in advanced weaponry. So when they said we were going to advanced weaponry, I was like, oh, maybe. So yeah, this all fits in the timeline. This all makes sense because the entirety of all the G-types were all made during the events of Final Fantasy VII. They just weren't used until later. So this all like fits within the timeline. It's not weird for any of this to be happening. Man, what a cool way to introduce them in this way. And if we introduce them in the DLC, then you never know if they're gonna like pop up during part 2 also. So now it's like, now it's really interesting to throw all this in the mix. We don't know like if they're gonna appear in part 2 in any way, you know? So man, that's so cool. Yeah, there's so much potential for this. And yeah, Deep Ground exists the whole time. They just don't get released until Dirge. But they could change that if they wanted. There's no reason not to, but like it still fits within the original timeline because they do exist. But yeah, that's crazy. So all of them, the whole however you pronounce it, Tiviets. A lot of people like to say the French pronunciation, like Tivier or whatever, but that whole group all exist. Or potentially all exist. And Weiss was the leader, Nero was like second-hand man, and then there's Rosso and Shulk, who we've not seen yet. God, it'd be so cool if Rosso was in it. If not this game, a future game, that would be cool. I have to imagine Shulk's in it because they've used Shulk. Shulk was in World of Final Fantasy, I think. So, like, they like that character. They probably want to reuse her. And Azul also, yeah. Forgot about Azul. But yeah, this means a lot of big things because, like, probably the biggest thing it means is that we might get the Nibelheim event with Genesis in it, which is different from the original. In the original, Genesis didn't exist, and then they shoehorned it in later as kind of like almost like a retcon of that scene where Genesis is there. So we might get that version where Genesis is there and Zack is there. But yeah, like, these characters are so incredibly cool. They all come from the G-type, so like Cloud and Zack are S-type. These are G-types, and they're like mega super strong. Shinra kept them in Deep Ground during the whole Final Fantasy events, and then released them later to try to, well, there's a bunch of stuff to it. You have to play Dirge, but the President actually started this. Like, it's not just Scarlet. The President actually asked Scarlet to, like, create these monsters and, like, for Hojo to create the G-type. So it was all the President's idea as, like, a final, if Shinra fails type deal. It is a bit weird that they're in now because they're supposed to be more of a final weapon that they would use. But I guess they're not really releasing them. We're actually hunting them out, so it makes sense.
you are.
Who are these assholes?
No clue. It just appeared.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
You just hit me with it.
there is no ultimate materia. Not yet. She said it's still in the works. And she mentioned something else. They're gonna drop plate number 7.
They're gonna do what?
They're gonna drop plate number 7 on the slums. Apparently.
Blow up the part of the sector.
Wait. So GJ was being serious?
This is bad.
Are these just deep ground soldiers? Yeah. Oh, 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 oh! You gave me the business.
Power of his providence. I know it's that.
Holy cow, deep ground soldiers don't screw around. Striking them after their invisibility wears off will make them more susceptible to staggering. When captured by them, continually press evade to escape. Oh man, that's so cool. So I can wait until they disappear. And then as soon as I see them, I can throw my shuriken and activate Windstorm, and it'll send them towards me. And pressure them.
Nice one.
Like this. And there he is. Then I can do this. Pow!
Have visual. Commence cleansing. The corner! Punch him in!
I mean, like, honestly, whatever they do with deep ground now... Oh, took that guy. I don't like about that. Yeah, something like that. I forget. I have to look into it. I just feel like I remember Goto being in prison at one point. I remember that specifically. I just don't remember the whole story.
Is it over?
Somehow, I seriously doubt it.
Uh-oh. Let me go look at this.
Man, I so don't want to go back out there. But I don't think we've got a choice.
I think they want us in here, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care like what they do with deep ground now. I think that they could use it in a bunch of different ways. And they don't need to follow Dirge at all. Especially since Dirge happens afterwards, so that wouldn't really make sense. So like, anything they do with deep ground could just be their own telling at this point, right? But I'm just so happy to see that it's here. Like, this was the biggest question we had before the remake and after the remake was like, is Deep Ground going to appear? How are they going to appear? What are they going to do with them? Are they just going to ignore the entire compilation? But this is official. Compilation is here. Compilation is big part of the story. This means that not only the Deep Ground part of compilation, but other compilation stuff is on the table now. Like, pretty much anything of the whole lore, they're saying, yep, we'll use it. Like, if we feel like it fits, we'll use it. So, that's a big deal. Some people might not be happy about that. Some people might want, you know, the remake to just be the original lore. And I feel that, like, I kind of feel the same way. I was kind of back and forth on it, you know? But I don't mind giving it a chance. Like, all these characters are so cool, and if they use them correctly, it could be really, really awesome. And just give us a lot more to look forward to. Yeah, and I mean, what I think the best thing about having the compilation is, like I said, most of the compilation exists after Final Fantasy VII, especially Deep Ground. All that is past, like, post Final Fantasy VII, right? So this gives us the opportunity to not have any idea what any of these characters are going to do. We have no, you know what I mean? I guess the only thing we know is that they don't die. That's because they exist at, well, I guess they could, because this is remake lore anyways. But if we're following Dirge lore, then they at least live past Final Fantasy VII. But, like, these characters were not used until after Final Fantasy VII was over. So now that they're being used, they could do anything. They could interact with any character. Anything could happen to them. It opens up all these doorways, you know. There's certain characters, like, okay, we know that Scarlet's not going to die, because it's like, we're going to see her with the Proud Claude someday, or, you know, we're going to see her with the Midgar raid someday, so we could probably assume she probably doesn't die, Heidegger probably doesn't die, Hojo probably doesn't die. Like, we kind of know, you know, sure, they could change it, but we know probably they're not going to die, right? But, like, these Deep Ground characters, anything could happen. They could do anything. They could interact with anyone. So it's really interesting. And, you know, there's a certain amount of frustration if Hojo does something that he normally wouldn't do, right? Like, if Hojo created another Sephiroth clone called Cloud 2.0, everyone would be like, that didn't happen in the original, like, that's kind of dumb, why is he doing that? But these Deep Ground characters, we don't know what they were doing during Final Fantasy VII, so they could do anything, and it's not going to be frustrating in terms of the original lore, right? So I kind of really like the fact that these characters are here. It really opens up a lot of doors. Plus, they're just really cool characters that they put a lot of time and effort in Dirge, and no one ever played Dirge, so a lot of people don't even know about them or get to see them, so now we really get to see them not only in their, you know, true forms, but in the remake, HDified, you know, and they look awesome. Like, Weiss and Nero specifically look really, really awesome. The lore of Dirge is pretty, like, intense and crazy, but the characters themselves are pretty simple. Like, they're basically just G-types. Really, really strong G-types. That not only were G-types, but also put under rigorous training to become, like, the ultimate soldier G-types. Like, they've basically just been down here for years, going under super duper stress and training. Shulk in particular, they say the lore of her is like she looks like an 8-year-old, but she's actually like 21 or something. I forget the numbers, but she's like double her age, but she looks like an 8-year-old because of all the crazy experiments they did on her. And she can also insert herself into the World Wide Web, or into the whatever it's called in Final Fantasy VII, the network. She can, like, basically Mega Man Battle Network herself into, like, the network. So, like, they got crazy powers, and they're, like, crazy strong. And it's, yeah, man, there's so many cool things they can do with the characters. I'm excited. Yeah, they're also very unique. They don't look like Final Fantasy characters a lot of times. They look like Metal Gear Solid characters or something.
I want them to suffer.
And, like, Scarlet is so much more evil and crazy than she even appears, because she, like, basically set up Deep Ground and all these crazy soldiers and put them under super torture for years. So it fits her character here, because they're trying to make her even more evil. I mean, she made this. Freaking terrifying Nero. Metal Gear Solid now, boys. Those soldiers had good life insurance.
What was that?
They figure we need a challenge. Meaning we're in for a world of hurt.
No fair!
Oh man, this is cool. We're in the thing, but it's real. So epic music.
Where are these freaks even coming from? I'd really like them to stop.
What's he want to mix? Copy.
Joke's on you, Shinra, if you think we're dying in this ugly box. Get lost! You're gonna get what's coming to you.
You are in trouble. Am I in trouble? I think you're in trouble. To be honest.
This is getting old.
There's gotta be a projection mechanism around here somewhere. If we can just find it.
Whoa, what is that thing?
Tough this one out.
Is that a Cthulhu? I feel like there's something he's not immune to. Projects the data of a diabolic creation to shield itself, and the creature must be dealt with before this device can be attacked. Oh, dang. I have to think first. Oh! Cthulhu! Being a Cthulhu! Uh-oh. 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 That didn't feel good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I assess the wrong thing? Okay. Severing its right appendage will weaken it and make it susceptible to staggering. When it has enshrouded a portion of its body in mist, attacking the affected area will cause it to counter with an explosion. This song. Uh-oh. Don't attack it there. No, I blocked it, but it's unblockable. Now we're talking. this. Oh my god, that damage! Holy... I totally could have one-shot that thing if I had more ATB available. Just dang that damage. Attack the arm, attack the arm, attack the arm! See you later. Good try. Did your best. Oh no! Look what he's done to my boy! That was so perfect because I was like, Sonon, do the thing! And he's like, Ribbit. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't even notice. So I looked back at him and I was like, oh, what has happened to you? Oh man, Yuffie as a frog is probably great.